This one looks perfect. Do you see this? This is the perfect document. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you all doing?
We are fine. And you?
Yeah, I'm also fine. I'm so happy to see you. And our online viewers, I'm so happy that you've joined us. And today is our fourth lesson on our Microsoft Word training. So if you have not watched the previous lessons, I want you to pause this video and go and watch the previous lessons before you start this one. Alright, so today we'll be talking about some basic features in Microsoft Word, and we will actually prepare our letter today. I wanted to prepare the letter the first day, but because I have to show you all these features, I've not been able to do it. So today we'll be preparing our letter. So without wasting much time, let's get onto the PC and let's start with the letter. In our previous lessons, we've been going through some of the features in Microsoft Word, and we will continue today. And what I actually want to do is to make sure I cover everything in Microsoft Word so that you really understand how to use it and be an expert. To prepare documents in Microsoft Word, you have to be good at one thing, and that is formatting. Formatting refers to how you arrange and style your documents. So today I will throw more emphasis on formatting and let you see how to format your formal letter. So without wasting much time, let's open to Microsoft Word. I can see Word on my desktop. So this is Microsoft Word. Alright, so this is the welcome screen of Microsoft Word, and I want to open to the previous document we prepared the last time. And if you remember, we saved it somewhere, so we should be able to open it. And so because of that, we are going to use this command button here that says open. So I'll actually click on it, and when you do that, it will show you this window here with some of your recent documents and some of your locations. So I will just click on browse. The easiest way of finding your document is to click on browse. So I click on browse and I'll look for it from where I actually saved it. Okay, so the last time I saved it on drive C, but listen to me, I've actually moved it onto drive D because my PC was getting filled up, and so I went onto the Mac and I created another 100 gig of storage. So I have moved a lot of things to the drive D. So our document will be on drive D this time. So I click on D, I click on AHI, I click on lectures, I click on level 1, module 2, word processing, Microsoft Word projects, classworks, application letter. This is it. So you saw how I actually browsed through the entire computer to find my file. So wherever the file is saved, you need to browse your computer to look for it. So after seeing it, you select it and click open. Alright, so I have my document here, and this is exactly what we did the last time. So everything we did is saved. I want to begin today's lesson by talking about the Home tab and the Clipboard group. So in the Clipboard group, some of the commands here are the most basic ones we all use every time. So I want to talk about these ones quickly and start with the letter. And as we move along, I'll come back to the styles and talk about the styles. Alright, so I want you to pay attention. If you don't know how to use these things, make sure you are listening very well, very carefully. and learn how to use them. All right, so the first command we see here says paste, but it is faded. Cut is also faded. Copy is also faded. It is only Format Painter that is active, and the arrow here too, when I click on it, everything here is faded. Who can tell me why these command buttons are faded? Yes. Okay, so the paste is not active because there's nothing to paste. Cut is not active because I have not selected anything. Copy is not active because I have not highlighted anything. So let me type something here and we will learn how to cut, copy and paste. Now, you cannot paste when you have not cut anything. You cannot paste when you have not copied anything. So because nothing is copied, the paste will not be active. So let me actually move up and look for some of the things we did previously and copy that. So let me come here and actually highlight what we have here. So I've highlighted the exam scores. Please, can you see this? I want you to pay attention. I've highlighted the exam scores. Now, after highlighting, let's check the clipboard group again and see which ones are active. Which one is active here? Cuts. Why is it active this time? Because something has been highlighted and I can cut now. To cut anything, you need to highlight. And cut simply means you are copying it, but it will be cleared after you copy. So when I click on cut, you see that it will disappear. Is it gone? Yes. It means I have copied it, but I have cleared it from where it is. So it means copy and delete. It is different from, let me undo, Ctrl Z on my keyboard. If it is different from the copy command. It is different from the copy command. With copy, when you copy, it means you need a copy in the clipboard. So when you click on it, nothing happens to the selected text. It just gives you a copy in the clipboard. Are you following? It just gives you a copy in the clipboard. I'm sure I've explained the meaning of clipboard to you. Yes. On your PC, the clipboard is a memory location where copied items are stored. So whatever you copy, it stores it in the clipboard. Whatever you copy, that's what. Okay, so now if there's nothing in your clipboard to paste, your paste will be faded. Right now, it is active because something has been copied. So I clicked on copy and the highlighted text here was copied. Now let me scroll down and come to the new page here and try to paste it. When I come here and I click on paste, everything I copied will be pasted because it is stored in the clipboard now. Let me paste again. You see that I'll get another copy. How many times can I paste after I copy something? Pardon? I can paste as many as I want. Please, have you seen it? I can paste as many as I want. So long as it is in the clipboard, I can keep on pasting. I can keep on pasting till it is no longer, until it is no longer in the clipboard. and it will only move from the clipboard when my computer is restarted, because everything in your memory will be gone when your computer restarts or when your PC goes off. It can also change when I copy something else. It can change when I copy something else, and it can also change when I have something copied that cannot be pasted in Word. So it will be deleted when I have something copied that cannot be pasted in Word. So if there's something that cannot be pasted in Word, it is not going to work. All right, let's move on. Let me show you more options within your clipboard. Now, on the clipboard, you see the arrow down here, which leads you to more options. And when I place my mouse on it, it tells me that see all items you've copied to what? To the clipboard. Please, are you here? See all the items you've copied to the clipboard. Now, anytime you click on this arrow here, it shows you more options. So this time when I click on it, it is actually going to show me my clipboard itself in Microsoft Word. So Microsoft Word has its own clipboard that it works with. So when I click on it, the clipboard is going to show you. Please, have you seen this? This is clipboard. Now, one interesting thing about the clipboard in Microsoft Word is that whatever you copy is stored in the clipboard, and whatever was copied previously is still in the history of the clipboard. Watch something. When I come here and I highlight this name, what is the name here? And I copy it. To copy a text that you have highlighted, just right click on it and select what? Copy. Now when I copy, it will show in the clipboard. You see it in the clipboard. Now, do you remember the exam scores we've been pasting? It's still in the clipboard. Right now, the first item in the clipboard is this name. Let me copy something else. This name here, I've highlighted it. This time you saw that I used a dragging to highlight this because they are two words. If it were to be just one word, I would have double clicked on it. But for two words, I can be in the middle of one word and move my mouse to the next word and it will highlight them, the two. I can do same for 3 words or more. Alright, so now I want to copy this. I will right click and select copy. Do you see that this is also here? Okay, let me do one more. Highlight, right click, copy. It's also in the clipboard. Let me move down and try pasting what I have copied. So over here, I want to paste over here. Now to paste, you can right click and select paste, and the paste has several options. We'll talk about the various options, but the first one is here. When I paste, do you remember the name we copied here? Let me press enter and paste again. This time I'm pasting with my keyboard, Ctrl V. Is it the same name? Enter, Ctrl V, enter, Ctrl V, enter, Ctrl V. So I will get it as many times as I paste. But one interesting thing is that when I go to the clipboard, the clipboard remembers all the items we have there previously. So let me click on Aram this time and you see that it will be here. Press enter, Ctrl V. This time Aram is what is active in the clipboard. When I click on perfect, perfect is still in the clipboard. This is very useful when you have certain things already copied and you want to use them again. You don't have to look for it and copy it. In the clipboard, you have all of them stored. When I click on these exam scores right now, it will paste what we copied before. So the clipboard stores most of the items you have copied. When you click on paste all, it will paste all. When you click on clear all, everything will be cleared from the clipboard, and now there will be nothing to paste. The paste is no longer active. The paste has faded again because there's nothing in your clipboard. So in Microsoft Word, you actually have a real clipboard here. When we talk about clipboard in general, we are talking about a memory location in your computer, in your hardware, where items are copied to when you copy anything on your PC. Whatever you copy on your PC stores in your clipboard. But in Microsoft Word, they have their own clipboard that stores everything you copy within Microsoft Word, and it stores all of them. And this is very, very useful. If you want to paste something, you don't have to recopy. You just go to the clipboard and paste from the clipboard because it's already copied. All right, let me close the clipboard. All right, so this is something we've done here. Let me use the last item and we'll prepare our letter. Now we have used cat, right? And the cat, when you look on the pop-up, what's the shortcut? Control X is a shortcut for cat. And copy, what's the shortcut for copy? Control C. And what's the shortcut for paste? So Control X, Control C, Control V, you shouldn't forget them. If you want to cut anything with your keyboard, you hold Control plus X and it will cut. Copy, Control plus C, paste, Control plus V. Alright, which one here is a format painter? Let me put a mouse on it and let's see what it says. First of all, to use a format painter, the shortcut is Control Shift C. And to paste what you have copied, you use Control Shift V. So with the format painter, you copy something with the format painter and you paste what you have copied from the format painter. But the question is, what do you copy with the format painter? Listen, like the look of a particular selection, you can apply that look to another content in the document. Now, format painter does not copy text. It copies formatting or the look, or you can say the style. It copies the style. Let me explain it here. Let's say we have a name here. Let me highlight this name and apply some formatting to it. So I'll come here, make it bold, number 1. Number 2, increase the font size to like 18. Give it a color here. This color right here. Make it italics, and this is how it looks now. Now, what if I'm supposed to apply the same styling to the next name here? Will I have to go over all that I did here? No, I don't have to do that because we have the format painter. The format painter can copy the formatting and apply it to this or any other text at all. Now let me highlight this, and to use the format painter you don't really have to highlight everything. You can just click anywhere within it and click on the format painter. When you click on the format painter, you will see that the format painter will be stuck, and when it's stuck you see a shading behind the button. So you see that it is now shaded. It means you have copied something, or you are about to use the format painter. Now let me move to a different text and apply the formatting. Now you can see that your cursor has a brush next to it, right? That shows that you are carrying a formatting. That is the icon of the format painter. So anytime you see this, it means there's a formatting within your cursor. Let me put it that way. And when you highlight any text right now, the formatting is going to be applied to that text. This is very, very useful when you are creating a document and you want certain headings to be uniform. So to have the uniform heading, you don't apply the settings all over every time, because your document may have several subheadings. You only apply the heading style on one, and you use the format painter to pick the style to wherever you want to apply it. Remember, when you highlight text and you copy, it is not the formatting that is copied. Let me paste here. What I copied is here. So when you copy, you get the text itself together with any formatting it comes with. But with the format painter, it doesn't copy the text. It doesn't care about the text. All it cares about is the formatting within it, or the style within it. So I've highlighted it again. I've highlighted this particular one. Let me change the color to a different color. Let me give this sea blue, and I will click on the format painter. Now, before clicking on the format painter, you see that the background of the format painter is not shaded. That means you are not using it. When you click on it, now it has copied something. So when it has something copied and you can use it, it will be shaded like this. So now let me come and look for another name and highlight that name or that text, and it will apply to it. So wherever you want to apply it, you need to highlight first, and it will apply to it. Now watch something. Why is it that the format painter allows me to apply only once? After I apply it, it moves away. The shading goes away. All right. If you want to apply it several times, then there is something you have to do. Let me highlight this and copy the formatting again. This time I'm going to double click. If you don't double click, you can only apply it once. Let me repeat that. When I click on it once, it means I can use it once. Do you see the brush? When I apply it here, I'll get it, but the brush is gone. It means you can use it once. When I come here, it is no longer active. All right, let me highlight this and pick its formatting. Let me change the color again so that we'll see that it is changing. So let me choose a different color this time. Now, this time I'm going to double click. When you double click, the format painter will remain active for as long as you want. Now watch this. I'm not going to highlight. I'm going to click inside the name. When I click inside it, it will apply it to the entire word, but not the entire line. If I want more than one word, I need to highlight across. When I click here, it is there, and you see that my brush is still with me. Wherever I go, even if I want to apply it here, I'll highlight and I'll get it. It's still with me. I can highlight here and I'll have it. When I click inside this, it will apply. When I click here, it will apply. When I click here, it will apply. Please, are you seeing this? This is called the format painter. And remember, it is not changing the text. It is just applying a style to it. And that style is what I copied before. So this is very, very interesting. It helps you to be able to pick a style and keep it. So you see that the format painter is still on. You see that it's still on. I can take it anywhere and apply it wherever I want. It will still be with me until I click on it again. Then it will be deactivated. Please, have you seen it? So if you want it to stick around, you double click on it and you can use it for as long as you want. When you are done, you click on it again and it will be deactivated. All right, so let me see what I've done. I'll click on File and Save. Now my work has been updated. Now let me use this opportunity to explain something to you. You can see that the last text we edited here is having a certain formatting. Please, are you seeing this? If I want to move to the next line and I press enter to break the line, watch this, let me repeat. Undo, Ctrl Z. Do you see where my cursor is? My text cursor is blinking there, and it is just next to what I have, the 74%. When I hit enter from there and it comes to the next line, it will come with the formatting. All right, so let's say I want to type an address. You see that the address I'm typing is having the same styling as what we had here. I'm going to press enter, and for as many times as I press enter, I still have the formatting on it. If I try typing anything, it will come along with it. Sometimes I don't need the formatting on the next thing I want to type. So what do I do to clear the formatting? I'm only using this opportunity to explain this to you because you'll be encountering this most of the time. Watch this. How do I clear this formatting? I will have to highlight on it, move to my styles. Please, do you remember these styles? And click on the first style, which says what? The first style says what? With this normal, it means that clear every styling within the text and give me the plain text. So when a formatting is applied somewhere and you don't need a formatting again, you have to come to your styles and click on normal after highlighting it. And when you go back, you see that it has come back to normal text. The reason I showed you this is because sometimes when you work on something and you want to move to a new line, it will come, the new line will come with the settings or the formatting of where you were before. And sometimes you may not need it. So you just have to highlight and click on normal, and normal will clear everything and give you your plain text. Is that okay? All right. So now let me go and prepare the letter. You know what? Because we adjusted the margins the last time, I want to use a new document to prepare the letter. So let me save this so that it doesn't become difficult or different from yours. So let me open to a new document. To open to a new document, you have to use a shortcut, and the shortcut is Ctrl N. And Ctrl N will give you a new document. When you check your title bar, you see document 1. And when you see document 1, it means you have not saved. So we are going to start with the letter. When we finish, then we will actually save it. Okay. Okay. So if you want to prepare a letter, you need to understand one or two things about letters. The first thing I want to show you is this information I've put in Notepad, and it's talking about formal or business letters. This is talking about the parts of a formal or business letter. The parts. A letter has several parts. The first part that you need to put in your letter is the sender's address. Every letter needs a sender's address. Is that okay? If you are sending a letter somewhere, you need to have your address. That's the first thing that should be on it. Okay. There are some business letters that will not provide a sender's address, but if a sender's address is not provided, then it means a letter is on a letterhead. That means a letter is on a letterhead. When you create a letter on a letterhead, you don't need a sender's address because the letterhead should have the address of the company. You know what a letterhead is? Please, you know what a letterhead is? Okay. So the letterhead should bear the details of the company. You don't know what a letterhead is? Let me show you what a letterhead is. Let me go online and show you what a letterhead is. I'll come here to images.google.com and I will search for a letterhead. Letterhead. So now when you say letterhead, you are talking about, when you talk about letterhead, you are talking about a sheet of paper designed with the company's information that proves that it is a document coming from the company. A letterhead may have different designs. For example, let me click on this one here. Now, do you see the design at the top here and the bottom here, and there's some information on it at the bottom here? The information here will be the address and contacts of the business, and the top here will bear the company logo and whatever design they want. This is called a letterhead. The letterhead is the entire sheet of paper without the letter in it. So if you remove this letter, what is left is a letterhead. So this right here is a letter prepared on a letterhead. So they didn't provide a sender's address. Do you see that? Yeah, because it's prepared on a letterhead. If you are a company and you are sending a letter, okay, this is a blank letterhead. Have you seen this? This is a blank letterhead. This is what I'm talking about. A letterhead has the company information. So the company name will be here, the slogan will be here, the telephone address and everything will be here. Please, do you see this? So if this company wants to type a letter on the letterhead, number one, it means the letter is not from an individual. When a letter is on a company's letterhead, it means the entire board of directors are aware of this letter, or this letter is coming from the company, not from an individual to an individual. Are you with me? Good. If a bank writes you a letter on their letterhead, it means the entire bank is addressing you. The letter may be written by someone, but the person is writing on the authority of the entire bank. Are you with me? So a letterhead may have any design at all, and every company has their own design. Look at this one here. Do you see how it looks? Okay, so a letterhead will have a design. So this particular one, if you remove the letter from it, what is left is the letterhead. The letterhead does not include the content. It's just a blank sheet. Okay, I think I should change my search query to blank letterhead. Okay, so now I have blank letterheads. So these are letterheads. Every company has a letterhead. So this is for one company. This is their letterhead. This, have you seen this? That's their letterhead. So that is it. All right. So let's move on. Okay, there are some companies have some watermark within their letterhead. When you check this letterhead, there's something written in the middle. Please, can you see it? Okay, you may not see it on the projector, but I see it on my screen. There's something written in the middle, and it's faded. Some letterheads will have something faded in the center of the letterhead. There's something right here. It's faded. Usually the logo is what they use. Are you okay? All right. So let's go back to the part of a letter. A formal letter needs a sender's address. So if you send a letter, if you create a letter and you don't have a sender's address, then it's wrong. Number two, a formal letter needs what? A date. There should be a date on your letter. Number 3 should have an inside. There should be an inside or recipient address. Some people call it inside address. Others call it recipient address. Do you understand? So whoever is receiving this letter should have their address on the letter. Then there should be a greeting or a salutation. Who can give me an example? Greeting or salutation? Dear sir. Dear madam. There are some letters, because you don't know who is going to receive it, sometimes you see people typing dear sir / madam. You've seen that before? Yes. Okay, and there are some letters we write to whom it may concern. Have you seen any letter like that? Yes. To whom it may concern. So the letter is being addressed to whom it may concern. Okay, fine. Then a letter should have a title. And the title will give the recipient an idea of the content of the letter. If it's an application letter, the recipient will know immediately. If it is if it's a resignation letter, if it's a termination letter, the person will see it. If it's a query letter, if it's an apology letter, if it is a permission letter, if it's a proposal, the recipient will know what he or she is about to read. Is that okay? Yes, sir. Then of course there has to be the what? The what? The body, where the main text is. Okay, then there will be a closing. There will be a closing. What is a closing? Okay, so yours faithfully, yours sincerely. That will be your closing. And then there's going to be what? A signature. Then the name or initials of the sender, and you are done. So your letter should have all these parts. If you don't have these parts, then your letter is not complete. Are you with me? When you are applying for employment, you write your letter to the human resource manager, and if you don't know whether it's male or female, you say dear sir / madam. Yes. But if you know, listen to me, if you know, you shouldn't write dear sir or madam. If you know that the HR manager is a woman, you have to write dear madam. Please, are you with me? Yes. Or dear sir, if you know it's a man. All right. So we've talked about the parts that should be included within your letter. Now, what we'll talk about now is the arrangement of your letter, the style. Now, there are two types of formatting of letters. And here we are talking about formal letters. Please, are you with me? Okay, so what we are about to talk about now is the formatting or the arrangement of your letter. There are two types of formatting. The first type is called what? Block format. And the second type is called the modified block format. So we are going to use these two types of formatting to prepare our letter. Let me give you an example of each one. Over here we have what we call the block format, and you see how it is laid out. If you are using the block format, what is this? Is this the recipient's address or the sender's address? This is the sender's address, right? So most formal letters will have two addresses. One is for the sender, one is for the recipient. Which one comes first? The the sender. If you check the parts of our letters, it is also arranged in the order that they should appear. So the first thing that should show is what? Now, if you are using the block format, which is legal and accepted, I'm not use legal, which is accepted, your sender's address must be aligned this way to the left. It is one way of formatting your letter. The sender's address will be aligned to the left, then the date will follow, recipient's address will follow, salutation will follow. Please, are you seeing this? And when you scroll down, the signature and the closing must also be at the left. So these are the official formattings accepted with letters. So if you want your signature to be at the left, then your sender's address is also supposed to be at the left if you are using the block format. All right, let's talk about the next format. We also have what we call the modified block format. Please, have you seen this? With the modified block format, the sender's address will move to the right. Do you see that? But it is not aligned to the right in Microsoft Word. It is indented to the right. When something is indented, you see that the left line here is straight. This is not right aligned. So when you are asked to prepare a letter and you align the address to right, you have made a terrible mistake. You have to rather indent. Let me explain that. So let's start with our letter here, and we'll write the sender's address. Whoever is sending the letter will have their information here. All right, so let's use John Doe as the sender. So we have John Doe, and John Doe will write his name and his address, right? So PO Box, let's say 28. Oh, okay. Okay, now after the sender's name, we will have what? The date, right? Now watch this. Let me put today's date. So today is 5th July, 2021. That's today's date, right? Okay. So now this particular address is supposed to be sent to the right. But if you highlight and you use right align, you are terribly wrong. So when you click on right align, it's not going to work well because it is going to send it to the right, all right, but it is the right side that will be in line. The left side will be like this, and this is not how a formal letter should look like. The left side should rather be straight. I getting me? Yes. So let me undo. So when I undo, I've brought it back here. Now what I'm actually supposed to do with this is the indentation. I'm supposed to indent it. So I need to come here and use a right increase indent. So when I indent it, see what happens. It moves it like this. Please, are you seeing this? So I'll move it all the way to the right, and watch this. When you keep moving it like this, actually you have to move it till you get the last indent. Right now I'm in the last indent. If I try indenting again, you see that some of the text will break. You see that parts are broken. When you see anything broken, it means you've gone too far to the right. So come back one step, and this time you indent, you decrease indent one step. Please, are you seeing this? Yeah. So this is the indenting. And with this, you will see that the left side is in line. Do you see that it's in line? This is the right format. This is the right format. Don't forget this. Don't forget this at all. Don't forget this. I'll come back to this because we have some issues with the paragraph spacing within it. So I'll come and talk about the paragraph spacing and how we can fix them. All right. So let me continue. All right. So if you are using the modified block format, your sender's address will move to the right, and your signature and closing will also be to the right. Please are you with me? So if the sender's address is sent to the right, then this should also be sent to the right. So that is what I want to focus on today, about the types of letter formatting. And these are standards, or what has been accepted as official. So don't mix them. If you are creating a modified format, you stick to the modified, if you are creating the block format, you stick to the block format. If you are creating the modified block format, you stick to that. Are you with me? So for now, use the address and the closing to indicate which format you are using. All right, let's continue. So we want to prepare a letter for a company. We have our sender's address and the date. The next thing is a what? Pardon? The inside address or the recipient address is the same thing. Okay, so the recipient address is Volta what? So we are writing to Volta Company Limited, but because it's an application letter, we have to address it to the human resource manager, right? So we'll type the human resource manager, Volta what? Volta Company Limited, PO Box HP 1223 Ho dash Volta region. Is it okay? Now after the address, you hit enter. Usually you hit enter again and you type your greeting, right? So this is going to be what? Dear sir / madam. Is that okay? All right, so this time we need to put our title. Now as you can see on the screen, we are not focusing on the formatting now. When you are preparing a letter, you have to finish typing and then you will focus on the formatting. You can be doing some formatting along the line, but you need to focus on typing first, and after that you will do your formatting. You focus on formatting and make sure everything is well arranged. Please are you with me? So now we are going to type our title. Okay. Application for employment as IT technical support what? Officer. All right, so we are going to type the body. So I'll let someone read to me and I'll do the typing right here. So we've written down something, so somebody please read it for me. I am writing to apply of undo. All right, so we have the letter here. We are done with the typing. Now let's look at the formatting. Okay, so we've just prepared an application letter, and all we have done here is just to type. To prepare a letter, the first thing you do is to type it. Are you with me? Yes. Is to do the typing. After the typing, then you focus on formatting and proofreading. So now I want us to focus on the formatting. We've already done some here by indenting the sender's address to the right. And remember, we use the indent. We didn't use right align. Okay. So now let me begin my formatting from the top to the bottom. The first issue with this document is that the address has too much spaces between the lines. After the name, before this PO box, the space here is too much. So these spaces here needs to be removed. If you leave it this way, your letter will look unprofessional. Now, how can we remove these spaces from here? From what we learned in the previous lesson, we know that we are having these spaces here because Microsoft Word thinks that this is a paragraph. So Microsoft Word treats every line like a paragraph. As soon as you press enter, it will treat it as a paragraph. So it has applied a paragraph spacing. The paragraph spacing here is what we don't need. So we need to remove the paragraph spacing. To do that, we go onto the Home tab. In the Paragraphs group, we click on Line and Paragraph Spacing, and we select which one. Okay, let me zoom out for us to see what is happening. When you put your mouse on it, you see that the spaces will try to leave. So when I click on it, the spaces are gone. Do you see this? Yes. This is the right way of formatting your address. If you have the spaces there, it is wrong. I see most people having their addresses with the spaces. And when they combine the sender's address and the recipient's address, it takes half of the page before the letter starts. That's terrible. So always check this and clear it from your letters. And now you know how to remove it. It is the paragraph spacing. I told you that the paragraph spacing sometimes creates a lot of problems if you don't know how to deal with it. Okay. The second issue I have seen now is that my date is attached to my sender's address. It is not supposed to be so. Date should be separated. So I will come after the address here and hit enter to break the line to create a space there intentionally. So this spacing, I have created it with a line break. Is that okay? Good. So now I'm done with this part. Let's move to the recipient address. Do you see any problem with the recipient address? Is there any issue with the recipient address? What do you see? Okay, the paragraph spacing is there, and that is awful. So I'm going to highlight this together with the space I created here, because that space is also having some. I'll move to the line and paragraph spacing, remove space after paragraph, and now it will look okay. This is how it's supposed to look. It's not supposed to be with the paragraph spacing. This is how it's supposed to look. Okay. Now, If not that, let me undo. If not that I separated the greeting from the address, after removing your paragraph spacing, this is what you are going to get. You are going to get your address together with your greeting, and this is not supposed to be like this. Are you with me? So you are supposed to click in front of this and hit enter to separate it. It's supposed to be separated. I'm seeing that the separation has created, the space created is too much, and I think there's a paragraph spacing there. Remember, the paragraph spacing, sometimes you just have to detect it. When I see this space, I know that it's too much. So I've actually detected a paragraph spacing there. So I want to remove it. To remove it, I will highlight the entire line. There's nothing there, but you can come back and click to highlight the entire line. And come to the paragraph spacing and remove. Let me zoom out for you to see. When I remove, you see that it has removed the paragraph spacing even from the empty line, and now the letter is looking correct. Please, are you getting me? So paragraph spacing can even be on an empty line. This paragraph spacing, if you don't master it, your work will not look professional and presentable. So even on an empty line, we had a paragraph spacing and we have removed it. Now it is looking okay. The next thing to do here is to format our title. So we'll make it bold, underline, and centered. This has to be centered. Please, are you seeing this? Bold, underline, centered. And the font size should be the same as the letter. Your title should not have a big font size like this when your letter is 11 or 12. It should be the same. So let me undo. And we are using size 11 for the letter. If you want to use size 12, you need to highlight everything and change to 12. If 11 looks too small, you can change everything to 12. But the 11 is not too bad. All right. Now let's move to the body. In the main body, the first thing you need to do is to highlight the body. Now, you see what I've highlighted. I didn't highlight the title. I didn't highlight the closing. I highlighted just the body text, right? Yeah. Then you have to justify that. Always justify your body. You remember justify? Yeah. Good. Now, in this particular letter, we have 3 items here we are listing. So I will make them, I will apply some bullets to them. So this is how it's looking here. I've applied some bullets to this, and I don't like the way the design is here alone. So let me come here and press Shift Enter. No, it won't work. Let me come here and press Enter. Now this Enter has created another bullet. I don't need it. I'll press backspace once and watch this. Backspace, and the bullet will go, and so it will look like it is part of the bullet on top. Okay. All right, so let me leave it this way, and my body is okay. Now, which format, for which formatting type are we using? The modified block format. And so our signature, is it supposed to be at the left or right? Right. Okay, so right. First of all, let me push it down a little bit. It's too close. And I'll highlight it. And this time, will I use right align or indent? I'll indent it to the right. And when you are indenting, you keep on indenting till part of it breaks. If something breaks, then you come back one step. That's how you do it. You move forward till something breaks. If nothing is broken, keep moving forward. If something breaks, then you come back one step. That is how I usually handle it. Now, the last problem I have here is that I have a paragraph spacing issue here, and this is not supposed to be. Please, do you see a paragraph spacing problem here?
Yes.
The spaces here should not be separated like this. This paragraph spacing here is wrong. I'm supposed to fix it. So after highlighting, we will come to line of paragraph spacing, and then what do we see there? Most of the time it's remove space after paragraph. Now watch this. When I put the mouse on it, you see how it has what has done to it. So when I click, it will remove the paragraph spacing, and this is how it's supposed to be. I can highlight this and make it bold, and maybe this is telephone. I can just say phone. If I have to, if I don't need it, I'll remove it. But sometimes it's okay to provide your phone so that they can just call you if they have to. Now, this is the only way your signature and your name should appear. If it comes with paragraph spacing, it is terribly wrong. So if you see this and the spaces are too wide, you need to remove the paragraph spacing. Are you with me? So now I think I'm done with the formatting. The last thing to check is a print preview. So we click on File and go to Print, and you see the print preview. This is how it's going to show on the paper. Please, are you seeing this? Okay. Now, the print preview should alert you. We'll give you an information on how your document will appear. If, please listen to me. Now when I come here, do you see the separated line, the separation here? This line, do you see a line here? Okay, so this is a top line, and this is where the address starts. And over here, this is where the letter ends, and this is the line, the edge of the paper, the bottom edge of the paper. Hello. Now, when I check this letter here, the print preview it is giving me, it shows that there is too much space at the bottom here, and there is just a little space at the top here. And so when I print this letter, I will see that the letter has moved to the top too much. If that is the case, I need to go back to the document and click on the address and hit enter 1 or 2 and check my print preview again. It doesn't mean every letter should have equal spaces at the top and the bottom, but when you check your letter and it has moved to the top too much and the space at the bottom is also too much, then bring it down a little bit for it to sit well in the middle of the page. Are you with me? Yes. So with this correction, the letter looks perfect. Let me print it and we will see how it finally came out. The next time I ask you to prepare a letter, I don't want to see these errors. I'm going to give you another assignment. Preparing a letter is not difficult, it's simple. But if you don't get the formatting right, you look very, very unprofessional. And if a company receives a letter from you and it's not formatted right, and you say you're a computer literate, please, they will not employ you. If your formatting is wrong and you say you are computer literate, they will not employ you. They will not even call you for interview. So when it comes to letters, focus on the formatting. All right, so I'm going to print the letter. Let me connect this cable to my computer and print. And I think the formatting is okay now. When it comes to creating letters, you need to pay attention to the formatting. The typing of the letter is easy, but if the formatting is wrong, it will not be accepted anyway. If you send this letter to a serious company looking for employment and they see that your formatting is wrong and you say you are computer literate, they will not employ you. They are not even going to shortlist you, let alone give you a call or employ you. You will not hear from them. And so make sure your formatting is excellent. When it comes to formatting, one of the problems I have seen is that people don't know how to use the indenting and people don't know how to remove the paragraph spacing. Those are the major problems with formatting, especially formatting letters. So make sure you master these things. If you didn't get any part of what I'm talking about, rewind the video and check them. Rewind the video and check them, learn them again and practice. All that I'm doing here, I expect you to practice them. Hello? I said all that I'm doing here, I expect you to practice. I don't just want you to watch the video and watch someone do it. This kind of work, if you watch someone do it, it will not benefit you much. When you see what is being done, you also have to do it. So whatever I do, you also practice. You practice with me and you'll have the skills. You don't just watch me and assume you know. You don't know yet. All right, so let me print my document. I've connected my printer. I've checked everything and it's okay. Now before I print, let me say one thing. Are you with me? If you are preparing an application letter for employment, it only has to be on 1 page. An application letter can never be on 2 pages. If you think your application letter needs to have a lot of information to impress the company and you write 2 pages, please, they will not read it. Application letter should never be on 2 pages. Every application letter should be on 1 page and should be straight to the point. With this letter, I think we've provided a lot of information, but this is as much as you can write. You cannot have too much information on your application letter. In this letter, we said we have enclosed our CV. So this letter will be sent with your CV. And your CV, hello? Later, we will talk about how to prepare a good CV and how to format your CV. So later we'll do that. So that is fine. Let me go ahead now and print this letter. So I'll check number of copies. I'll check the printer. I've checked all the settings here. I think I'm okay. So I'll click on print and it will be sent to the printer. And the printer has responded, and very soon we'll see our letter. Okay. All right, so let's see something. After we printed it, I'm seeing a problem with this letter. The problem I'm seeing here is that the letter has moved down too much. Remember when I checked the print preview, I saw that it was starting at the top too much, so I brought it down a little. That is good to do, but after printing, I'm seeing that it has moved down too much. At least it has to move up about 1 step before it will look okay. As a professional, when something is not looking okay, you should see it. Now, the reason why I saw it in a different way and the printout is also different is that this letter was typed on a letter paper, and during the printing, we still selected letter paper during the printing, but we printed on A4. That is why we are seeing this. So to correct this, you don't have to change the paper because letter and A4, they are quite similar. If we had changed it from the beginning, we wouldn't have had this problem. But now that our work is done, I will go back and remove the spacing I added. Let me remove one and see. Okay, so I've removed one. Let me go ahead and print it now. Print preview and print. So this way you check the paper, you see that it's letter. If you want A4, you choose A4. Now, what I will tell you here, please listen to me carefully. If you didn't change the paper to A4 at the beginning, leave it in letter. And when you are printing, don't change it to A4 during printing. If the document was created on the letter paper, during printing, leave it at letter. Because when you change A4, it will change the settings. Please focus on what I'm telling you. Let me repeat it. This particular document was created on the letter paper. We didn't change it from the beginning. Let me show you. When you click on layout and you go to size, you will see that it is letter that is highlighted here. Let me zoom in a little. You see that it is letter that is highlighted here. That means this document is on a letter paper. Let me zoom out. It's on a letter paper. And so when you are printing, you go to file and print. You'll see that it's trying to print on a letter paper. Leave it as letter. Don't change it now. Now that you are done with your formatting, don't change it during printing to A4. Leave it at letter. Okay, so I'll leave it at letter and I've corrected the error. Let me print again. I'm issuing another print command. Let's see how that one will come out. This one looks perfect. Do you see this? This is the perfect document. Now, the difference wasn't much, but when I saw this as a professional, I immediately saw that something is not okay. When something is wrong, you should see it. If you are not a professional, you will not know that, you will not notice that something is wrong. But when the HR manager takes your paper, they will know that something is wrong. You see, it's like you feel it. This one looks perfect. Have you seen this? This is what we did, and it looks okay. So the formatting is right. Which formatting type did we use? We used the what? The modified what? Modified block format. So with the modified block format, the sender's address is here and the signature is also here. Remember that. The block format, this one starts here and the signature is also here. So this is it. This is a professionally designed letter, and if you can prepare your letter this way, your letter will always achieve the purpose for which it is sent. If your formatting is wrong and you send your letter somewhere, they may not take it seriously. Exactly. This particular type. What do you mean? No, no, it's not. You can use it. All right. If the font size is too small for you, you can change it to 12. If you know that you are sending it to an elderly person who may have some eye problems and you are aware, you can use 13. Your font size should not be too big. It should be simple. So that is it. This is a 11. If it is too small for you, you can use 12. Is that okay? All right. So the assignment I'll give you here is that I want everyone to prepare this same letter, and it has to look exactly like this, 100%. If I see anything wrong with this, you get 0. You prepared this. Are you okay? All right. So that is it. All right. I want to save this work, so I can press Ctrl S on my keyboard like this, Ctrl S, and give it a name. So let's call it John Doe application letter. And it says here that choose a location. So to choose a location, I have documents here, but I can click on documents and come down here, down, and click on more locations. These more locations will allow me to have more locations here. If I don't see where I want to save it, I'll click on browse. Then I will browse to where I want to save it. So let me zoom in a little. Click on local disk D, AHI, lectures. Alright, so today we've been able to complete our first project. After today, we'll be working on different documents. In this training, I will make sure we learn how to prepare different types of documents, so that by the time we finish, we will understand how to use a program very well to prepare any document that we have to prepare. So this is a very simple document. It's our first project, so we've been able to do this, and it's fine. So I want to thank you all for joining us in today's class. And if you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, if you have not taken the previous lessons, I repeat, go back and start from part 1 to this particular lesson. And watch out, in the next few days we'll be putting out the next video. So part 5, this is part 4, right? So part 5 is coming soon. So follow through with us to the very end. Make sure you don't miss anything. And after this training, you are going to be proficient in Microsoft Word, and you are going to achieve all that you want to achieve in your career and in preparing documents, and you are going to be successful. So I want to thank you once again. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.